Hello and welcome to this new section. Now in this section we are going to set up Elasticsearch so that we can be able to search through the index we are going to create. But before we get to that part of creating our own index or creating the method to get, update, delete, I want us to go through the JavaScript Elasticsearch client library. Okay, so you can open a new tab and you search for Elasticsearch JavaScript client. Okay, for you it might be a different version. Okay, so you can just click on the first result right there. So the JavaScript Elasticsearch client, I think we've seen this before. Okay, I think it was from here we were able to connect. Okay, so if I click on the introduction, we already installed and then we already connected. Okay, then if we go to getting started, so here you can see it says it requires a minimum version, node version 14. Okay, so we already installed, we already created our client. Okay, we are able to connect. Later I'm going to show you all of the indexes that have been created. Remember that we are using the Winston Elasticsearch to send our logs to Elasticsearch. By doing that, the library will automatically create some indexes. Okay, we have not created our own custom index, but we are going to see the index dashboard. We are being able to connect, okay, to the clients. Now let's see the different operations that we can perform. Okay, so if you want to create an index, okay, this is the command you use to create an index. So you, with the JavaScript client library, we just call client.indices.create, and in an object you pass index as the key, and then here you pass the name of your index, so the name of the index you want to create. Okay, so this is how you can create an index. And then there's also a way you can check if an index already exists. Okay, so I think it's not on this page, but we are going to use that. Before we create our own index, we are going to check. Okay, because if you try to create an index that already exists, Elasticsearch will throw an error. Okay, so we will always check if the index we want to create, if it already exists. If it exists, then we skip the creation. If it does not exist, then we create the index. Okay, so to create an index, this is the command we are going to use. Okay, and if you want to create an index with a document, this is how you do it. Okay, so indexing document. Once you create your document or your index and then you want to add to the document, so just think of the index like your database table, okay, or your Mongoose collection. Okay, so now we've created our collection. Now we want to add documents to the collection, or we've created our table, we want to add rows to the table. Okay, so to add, you can just you pass the index name, the document ID, and then the document you want to add. You can add any type of document. Okay, and then if you want to get, you just call the client.get and then the index and then the ID of the document you want to get. And now if you want to search, this is just the simplest form of search you can perform. There's a whole page related to searching. Okay, there are a lot of queries you can perform with the search command. Okay, we are going to take a look at that as well. And then if you want to update a document, okay, because we are also going to implement that, the user might want to update a gig that they already created, you can use the update method from the client. And then if you want to delete, okay, you can delete a document from an index, and then also you can delete a complete index. Okay, so these are some of the commands, or the main commands we are going to use. Okay, like I said, we are going to have a command to check if an index already exists before we create the index. Okay, now let us go ahead and see the indexes that already have been created with the Winston Elasticsearch library that sends our logs to Elasticsearch. Make sure you have Elasticsearch and Kibana running. Once you have them running, you can visit with localhost /5601. Okay, so on this page you can click this side bar icon. Okay, You can scroll down. Now, later we are going to see how to use this dev views. Okay. We are going to see how to use these dev views. From these dev views, we are going to make direct API commands to the respective index that we want to search, or we want to check what their contents are. Okay. So if you want to get contents of an index, the documents already in an index, we are going to do it from this dev view. Okay. So I think from this dev view, it makes REST API calls. Okay. We are going to see how to do that. Okay. For inside our code, we are going to use the JavaScript client, but here from the dev view, it's going to use, I think, the REST API client, okay, or REST API commands, okay. So just you can open this one and then leave it, and then if we scroll down here, we have stack monitoring, stack management. I'll click on stack management, open in a new tab, okay. Now this stack management here, it says welcome to stack management. What we are interested in at this point in time is index management. Okay. So here on the left hand side, you see this index management. Click on it and this should display all the indexes that have been created. Okay. So these indexes are the ones we did not create this. Okay. Running Elasticsearch Kibana. Okay. And then setting up our logger. Okay. The Winston logger. Remember? The one that we set inside our helper library. Okay, remember that it sends all the logs to Elasticsearch and we view them on Kibana. Okay, so these are the indexes that have all been created. Okay, let me see if it still has more. Okay, so we have the ones for log. Okay, so these are the different indexes. Then when we are ready to create our own index, or once we create our own index, you will see it displayed here as well. Okay, so if you click on one of these, yeah, it's just going to give you some information. Okay, but now how do we view information inside an index? Okay, so here the logs are categorized by date. Okay, so maybe this is the latest one. Let me copy this. Let me open this and then copy the name. Okay, so I'll copy the name. Now open your dev tools. Okay, open the dev tools. Now I want us to search or see the contents of this index. Okay, of this index or any of this index you have displayed here. Okay, and wait, if we go to let me see, variables. Okay, here you can set variables, but for now, if you want to search, you can say get. Okay, because we want to get data. We can use the get, you can use the post, you can use the update, you can use the delete HTTP verb. Okay, so we want to get. Now what do we want to get? We want to get data from our log index. Okay, and then you do that by passing in the name of the index. Okay, slash. Now these are different commands you can use. Okay, what we are interested in is underscore search. Okay, so this underscore search command right here will be used to return all the documents we have inside this particular index. Okay, so let's see. Once you add this here, you should see this green icon. Okay, you should see this green icon. You can click on it and now it will return a response. The response was successful, 200. Okay, and now if you check, okay, it says it took maybe 3 seconds or so, or 3 milliseconds. Shards total 1, successful 1. Now hits. Okay, this is where we are really interested in, because if we want to get our data, we are going to get it from this hits object. Okay, so this hits object right here. Okay, so this hits object, that is where we are really interested in. Now in the hits object we have the total. Now inside this particular index we have 145 documents, as you can see right here, but I don't think it displayed all here. Okay, I don't think it displayed all here. So but we have 145 documents inside this particular index, okay? And then here you can see the document. I think it only just displayed probably the first 10, okay? But you can see here, and then you can see the contents of these hits here: index ID, the score, the source. Now here in the source, that is where we have the actual document that contains our logs, okay? So you can see the log information. It says authentication server has started with process ID. The severity is info. The field service is authentication server, okay? So you can see the log information we have right here: auth service, Elasticsearch, health status, okay? So now with the JavaScript library, we are not going to be doing this. We are not going, because we are not going to make direct HTTP call. Instead, we are going to be using this library. So this library will help us perform the necessary queries that we require, okay? So if you want to test for another index, so maybe let me copy this here. I'll say get, paste this here, dash underscore search. Okay, so if you click here, now you can see for this other index, we have 9,293 documents, but it will only just return few documents, okay, probably the first 10, okay, that is the default. And then you can see the different information inside the index, okay. So this is how you can use the dev tools to search or to get information, and then you can view them. This is just for get. You can also do a post. You can also do a delete. But for now, we are just only going to look at the get, and then we use the search part.